She was elegance in a world of violence. While chaos ruled the wrestling ring, Miss Elizabeth stood silently, gracefully, like a fragile angel surrounded by monsters. Fans adored her innocence, her beauty, her calm presence beside legends. But behind that gentle smile was a life filled with control, emotional abuse, addiction, and silent suffering. In 2003, Miss Elizabeth was found dead at just 42 years old, alone inside a home, far away from the bright lights that once loved her. Was it a tragic accident? A slow poisoning of her body? Or the final chapter of years of emotional damage no one truly saw? Tonight, we uncover the unnatural and mysterious death of Miss Elizabeth, a heartbreaking story of love, power, pain, and a woman the wrestling world failed to protect. Miss Elizabeth was born Elizabeth Ann Hewlett on November 19, 1960 in Frankfort, Kentucky. Long before wrestling fame, she was known as a kind, shy, intelligent woman with dreams far removed from violence and controversy. She studied communications, hoping for a normal life. There was nothing dark or dangerous about her early years, no signs that she would one day become part of wrestling's most tragic story. She wasn't chasing fame. Fame found her, and it came with a price she never expected. Elizabeth's life changed forever when she met Randy, Macho Man Savage. Their on-screen chemistry felt real, because it was. But behind the cameras, their relationship was deeply complicated. Savage was obsessive, controlling, and intensely jealous. Elizabeth was isolated, monitored, and emotionally restricted. What fans saw as romance was, in reality, a cage. She smiled on camera while quietly losing her independence off camera. Wrestling didn't just script her role, it trapped her inside it. To fans, Miss Elizabeth was royalty, the first lady of wrestling. She was untouchable, pure, and admired. But behind the scenes, she had no voice, no control, and no escape. She didn't wrestle. She didn't speak much. She existed to support others. Years of emotional suppression slowly broke her spirit. After leaving WWE, Elizabeth struggled to find identity. Wrestling had defined her entire adult life. Without it, depression crept in. She began relying on prescription medication, including painkillers and anxiety drugs. Friends noticed she wasn't the same, quieter, fragile, disconnected. Fame had abandoned her, but the damage remained. Elizabeth later entered a relationship with Lex Luger, another wrestling star battling his own demons. Their relationship was chaotic, fueled by drugs, alcohol, and emotional instability. Police reports later described disturbing incidents involving domestic conflict. Elizabeth wasn't protected. She was trapped again, this time without cameras watching. Years of substance abuse weakened Elizabeth's body. Her liver, heart, and immune system were under constant strain. She reportedly suffered from chronic pain and emotional trauma. Yet no one intervened effectively. The wrestling industry had moved on. Fans remembered her, but she was alone. On May 1, 2003, Miss Elizabeth was found dead in her home in Florida. She was just 42 years old. The official cause of death was acute toxicity from a combination of alcohol and prescription drugs. Lex Luger was present in the home at the time, sparking endless questions, suspicion, and controversy, though no charges were filed. Her death wasn't violent, but it was devastating. Miss Elizabeth's death feels unnatural because it was avoidable. She wasn't reckless. She was broken. Broken by control, isolation, emotional abuse, and addiction. Her body didn't fail suddenly. It was worn down quietly by years of neglect and trauma. She didn't die in the ring. She died forgotten by the system that once profited from her image. Miss Elizabeth was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2015. Fans remembered her elegance, loyalty, and grace. But her legacy is also a warning about power imbalance, emotional abuse, and how silence can kill. She deserved protection, healing, and peace, not a lonely ending. Miss Elizabeth was never meant for violence, yet violence followed her quietly through life. Her story is not just about death. It's about vulnerability in a ruthless world. Remember her not just as wrestling's angel, but as a woman who needed help, love, and freedom, and never truly received it.